Now the latest on the shocking case of police brutality in Aligarh in Uttar Pradesh. 3 policemen have been suspended, including the circle officer, that's A.K. Singh, who mercilessly thrashed an elderly woman in Aligarh who was protesting the rape and murder of a 6-year-old girl. The protesters were agitating outside the Banna Devi police station after the body of the 6-year-old was found at a garbage dump. The police got agitated when some of the protesters turned violent and even pelted stones. They responded with a lathi charge, even dragging the victim's mother by her hair and charging at unarmed women. The victim's family has alleged that she was raped before she was killed and went to the police station to register a complaint. Instead, they were at the receiving end of police brutality. The medical report of the girl has now confirmed that she was raped.
पुलिस को खबर करी है, पुलिस आई है, नेका देख दाख के भाग गई पुलिस तो। सुबह 6-6:30 बजे करीब उसकी डेड बॉडी मिली है नौरा कला के।
Well, a completely distraught family of the victim, and you can see that the house behind me is where this girl along with her family lived. It's a very modest home out here in fact, the outskirts of Aligarh. And if you can just pan right also to show you that lots and lots of people just coming to try and find out what's happened out here. There's a lot of anger with what happened, and not just that, but the fact that the police response, what many people say, completely uncalled for. I've got someone who lives here, आप यहाँ पर रहते हैं. Obviously जो हुआ लड़की के साथ तो बहुत गलत हुआ, लेकिन स्थानीय प्रशासन का भी जो एक तरीके से रिस्पॉन्स था वो भी गलत था.
ज्यादा गलत था. जब जो है पब्लिक को सांत्वना देने के लिए, मतलब जो भी ये दुर्घटना हुई है उसको सीरियस लेने के लिए, बल्कि उत्तेजना दे. जब पब्लिक यहाँ थी, ये जो है एक हादसा हुआ, इसको गार्डियंस को सांत्वना दे, भड़काने की बजाय उन्होंने गाली गलौज प्रशासन ने, जो सीओ साहब हैं, उन्होंने देना शुरू किया. और तब जाके जब रोड पे पहुंचे तो उन्होंने किसी एक तरीके को, प्रक्रिया को कि शांति रूप से नहीं लिया उन्होंने.
You can just see that there are lots and lots of people actually who've just been gathering here since the morning, very concerned about what's really happening, but also equally shocked with the kind of response that they've seen. We've all seen the images of the police crackdown. People just very upset, saying that at this particular moment, the police should have at least shown some level of restraint. What's happening right now is that the DIG has been ordered to submit an inquiry report within 3 days to his superiors. They will be seeing exactly what went down as far as the police action is concerned. Also, the efforts to try and track down the culprit. 2 of the police officials have been suspended and 1 senior official has been sent back to the police lines. For the moment at least, the people who live here are saying that these are just temporary measures. What really needs to change is, of course, better policing and perhaps the right fear of the police so that these kind of crimes don't really take place again. But also what's really required is a sensitive approach, is what those people living here tell us. For the moment at least, they are saying that they're going to give the police time to deliver on their promises to try and nab the culprit. In Aligarh with Adnan, Siddharth Pandey for NDTV.
3 policemen have been suspended, but will these suspensions change anything on the ground? As if the brutality was not enough, the victim's mother was subjected to, in fact, she was also pulled and pushed, and she was dragged with her hair by the police. In fact, this insensitivity continued after this statement made by the SSP of Aligarh, Amit Pathak. In fact, when he was asked why a case of rape had not been registered by the family, in fact, when the family made that initial complaint, here is what he had to say.
लड़की के साथ में बलात्कार हुआ था।
ये आप कैसे तय कर सकते हो या हम कैसे तय कर सकते हैं?
प्रकार की कार्रवाई की जा रही है, दबिश वगैरह दिया, आरोपी क्या करा है?
परिजनों ने होता देखा क्या?
नहीं, परिजनों का
मेरा ये कहने का मतलब है कि कोई भी चीज़
6 साल की बच्ची क्या रंजिश हो सकती है?
बिल्कुल ठीक है, आपकी सारी बातें ओपन है, लेकिन हर चीज़ जो है विवेचना में आगे मेडिकल के आधार पर हर चीज़ आएगी, जैसे होगा वैसे आएगी, लेकिन पूर्व में हम कैसे कह सकते हैं कोई भी चीज़.
Following this comment, my colleague Anand Zanane spoke with UP's ADG for Law and Order, who said that a DIG will now probe the SSP's remarks.
I have talked to SSP about this, and what he says that basically he meant that there was no eyewitness of the case and nobody has seen the commission of the crime, and the words came like that, which is absolutely unfortunate. It should not have come from a senior officer like SSP, and he has regretted these words. And we have asked DIG also that to look into, As you know that yesterday we have ordered an inquiry and asked the report in 3 days. So we have asked the DIG to incorporate this part also as a inquiry, as a part of inquiry. And then we have basically focusing on working out the crime. And we are transferring this case to the crime branch. As you know that we have established the crime branches, and the crime branches have started the result. So and other than also we are putting the dedicated team. That most important thing is now to find the perpetrator of the crime who has committed this heinous crime.
ये हादसा अफसोसजनक नहीं है, बल्कि मैं समझती हूँ ये हादसा बहुत ही ज्यादा निंदनीय है, जिसमें पुलिस ने जिस तरह से खींच के महिलाओं को, बच्चों को पीटा है, वह कानून के विरुद्ध ही नहीं है बल्कि मानवता के भी विरुद्ध है। और इस मामले में सिर्फ सस्पेंड कर देना, निलंबित कर देना ही काफी नहीं है, बहुत सख्त कार्रवाई की आवश्यकता है। नहीं तो लगातार इस प्रकार से मनोबल बढ़ रहा है पुलिस का, और वो जनता को बिल्कुल भेड़ बकरी की तरह उनके साथ व्यवहार कर रही है।
मेरी ये समझ में नहीं आता कि अगर कोई औरत जाकर के कहे थाने में कि उसकी 4 या 5 या 6 साल की बच्ची की लाश मिली है और उस पर तमाम घाव हैं, तो मतलब हमदर्दी दिखाने की बात जो कि स्वाभाविक होनी चाहिए, उसको छोड़ के उसको पुलिस वाले मारना शुरू कर दें, घसीट के मारें, उसके पति को मारें। इसके पीछे तो ऐसा लगता है कि ये पुलिस वाले सब मानसिक रूप से रोगी हो गए हैं, और एक डर लगने लगा है कि फिर अब इसके आगे क्या होगा। उत्तर प्रदेश में आज की तारीख में जब से ये नई सरकार बनी है, खास तौर से यानी पुलिस की बर्बरता की घटनाएं बस बढ़ती ही चली जा रही हैं।